It has barely been one full day of Trump's second term, and bro, things they are changing quickly. Now that's in regards to what Trump is doing. As this pertains to the media, at least this portion of the video, I mean, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Like you got Rolling Stone with their headline after inauguration, convicted felon sworn in as president, just showing you that, yeah, they haven't learned anything in the preceding 4 years. But bro, it's a beautiful time. I think 2025, it's definitely going to be a year of change. Okay, there's a lot of things and a lot of different industries that are going to go down in flames. Things are going to rise in its place, and yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very newsworthy year. And now, yeah, this is finally kicking things off appropriately. And well, the future for Rolling Stone is set, at least for a little while. They're kind of like IGN when it comes to legacy reporting, at least in regards to news and whatever else they pretend to cover at this point in time. Like, does anybody care about their top music rankings? And didn't they just put out like a really cringe-worthy top 100 video games post? It's like, nobody cares, bro. You're a laughing stock. But an outlet that might not survive the year, because what was their rumors? Like, I think it was earlier this month, right? Like January. I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but January has been a month that just hasn't progressed at all. I mean, my God. This is a month that just won't end. But I guess for everybody over at MSNBC, that might be a good thing, because that's, at least a few more days of employment. But you've got, Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid, triggered by Trump's inauguration. How is this happening in America? Well, you see, 77 million people voted for the guy that you're claiming is literally Cheeto Hitler. Yeah, they decided he's better than the course of humanity you guys are pushing. So they went with him over your cackling Tommy from California. Big shock why that didn't work out well for you. But left-wing cable news channel MSNBC is back to foaming at the mouth about Donald Trump. Yeah, they're hoping, I guess, right? Like, it'll be funny, okay? And in so much as paying attention to the first 100 days of Trump is going to be very illuminating as to what we can expect for the next 100 days, because there's a lot of things to tackle. Trump has already done that, and he's already saying, okay, yes, I'm doing a lot right now, doing a lot. There's a lot of things to do, and we're going to be doing them tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. Like, there's going to be, there's, even by the time that you guys see this video, okay, all of the news is already out of date, and chances are I have probably missed the whole bunch of things. I just wanted to get a bunch of the highlights from the inauguration itself. But in making all of these bombastic comments that just are really stuck in 2015, 2016, I guess MSNBC, CNN, all of those other legacy outlets, even Rolling Stone printing those inflammatory headlines, they're just hoping to pop a rating real quick to just get some of that easy, quick money and seeing if any of their shenanigans will continue to work. But here's the thing, man. They were tired and they were played out back in 2020. Here in 2025, it's like it's all fallen on deaf ears. I really think, okay, and this could just be me. This could just be me out there on an island, but I think I'm kind of right on this one. Most people are just looking around at the screeching harpies on whatever industry and whatever medium they're interested in, and they're seeing all of these just baseless detractors scream and complain about anything that they don't like, and instead of engaging with them at this point, people are just looking across the aisle and going, that's nice, and then just continuing on with their day. We're just seeing more people apathetic to the cries and complaints of weirdos, as opposed to engaging with them anymore. At most, you're gonna just get, is just laugh and going, hey, take a look at the wide-eyed weirdo with the buzz cut. Like, that's kind of funny. And then just move on with their day. How is this happening in America? Maddow asked incredulously at the sight of Department of Homeland Security nominee Kristi Noem seated beside Apple CEO Tim Cook at the inauguration ceremony. And yeah, also you had the cabal. You had a very good cross-section of big tech being represented there. You had burgeoning friendship of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos right there. I guess they're rekindling their relationship. And Mark Zuckerberg also, sat in that same area at the rotunda. I found very interesting. due to the inclement weather in Washington, D.C., things needed to take place inside, and at the site of one of Trump's biggest embarrassments in January 6th of 2021, he ends up getting inaugurated at that exact same site where a bunch of his supporters that he would end up, and I might as well, get ahead of that one because I think that this is fantastic. He said he was going to do it. I said I was going to do it, and then I did it. And pardons 1,500 January 6th defendants at the place where they went, and they respected the velvet ropes. He went and received his inauguration, which is under some controversy by some people that it's just like, okay, bro, y'all need to chill right now. You're the other side of the coin to this MSNBC, CNN, legacy media insanity. How's this happening? Why are people with tons of money up on the dais with cabinet nominees and family members? Yeah, it's hilarious because the exact same practice happened with Obama, with Biden beforehand, but now it's bad because the other side is starting to win a little bit of the cultural foothold that you guys have overwhelmingly dominated for decades. Oh, they can see their grasp on culture starting to slip away because they overstepped. They very much overstepped over the last 4 years after forcing their way to even more levers of power. People were just unsatisfied when they had a reasonably fair and reasonably honest way of voicing their displeasure with the trajectory of the country. Yeah, you got a firm repudiation. And now you're going to have to come to terms with that. But yeah, Maddow can be in tears. Joy Reid's eyes can just jut out of her skull another 2 inches. But at the end of the day, Trump's president once again. And all of his friends can, they could just show up there and be surrounded by the guy that they supported. And I think this is absolutely hilarious. I don't have the sound turned on, but you got to get what's going on there with like Elon Musk. I don't know, man, just being a different type of autism to what Barron Trump has on display. But you could just see like the life drain out of this guy's eyes. It's like he's so happy that, his dad's president once again. He can finally go back and he can finally get the revenge on these freaks that they so desperately deserve. And you got Elon just acting a fool and then just the life being drained out of Barron's eyes. He's a young man, but you can already tell that is an old soul right there. It's going to be very interesting to see once he gets to be of a certain age and what and if he has a political future in mind, because Don Jr. and Eric's, their lives were already set before their father decided to pursue a public life. It'll just be interesting to see what happens with Barron and if old Uncle Elon going up there and speaking at the inauguration, throwing it out for the boys right there. Want to see if he's going to be taken apart in anything moving forward. But it's going to be interesting, right? Because this is something else I don't have a slide or anything pulled up for. But the Department of Government Efficiency, the Doge Department, which I don't think, at least at the time of recording, I haven't seen anything of it being officially enshrined into law where it's going to be opening or anything like that. But Vivek Ramaswamy is no longer on that team. He's not going to be working with Elon Musk. And in fact, he's launching his gubernatorial bid for Ohio, which is interesting because a senator is going to have to be appointed in J.D. Vance's stead, and once Marco Rubio gets appointed, which in the first 100 days, there's going to be so much stuff, and intermittently, I'm not saying that my schedule when it comes to covering this the political stuff, which I love doing, I don't care how many views it gets, mostly because this is the channel I talk about everything. Okay, we could talk about movies, we could talk about video games, TV shows, old history stuff, and just evergreen topics about how hoes always be hoes and simps are the root cause of just about every problem in society. I'll talk about it all. It's just I don't want to bundle things up appropriately and not do the whole, oh my God, Trump just did this and you won't believe how they responded. Oh, the deep state is mad. I don't want to do any of those clickbait videos, okay? I just want to talk about this stuff when it's pertinent, when it is important, and when we can finally have something worthy of discussion moving forward. There needs to be some steak alongside the sizzle, if you get what I mean. But yeah, the Doge Department moving forward, that'll be interesting because where the United States goes over this next 4 years, it's definitely going to dictate how the rest of the Western world, especially their leaders, are going to be implementing their governing policies moving forward. And yeah, Trump, one of his first, I'm not too sure if it was the first. I think I've seen something about the first executive order that he signed, and he signed a ton of them today, which we'll get into. The first one was making sure that the flags fly at full mast whenever an inauguration happens. It's like, okay, yeah, that's nice. It's a good ceremonial one, but some of the early the executive orders were rolling back a ton. I think 80 plus Biden orders. Okay. One of the first things was, yes, canceling all appointments for Biden's CPB1 app immediately after swearing in. It's funny, he saves TikTok with his assurances leading up to inauguration, so temporarily TikTok was down, but then now it's just going to be buoyed, which I didn't do a dedicated video to the shutdown, but I talked about it beforehand, how I don't use TikTok, don't like TikTok. The content that's on that is absolute just brain cancer. But in general, having the government tell you who and who can't own business, that's a slippery slope. And if it's just all about, oh my god, we can't have China influence anything that we're doing, all right, cool, are you going to do the exact same thing with the business interests they have in Meta or Twitter, Google? Are you going to take similar steps against them? Or what about if this is about foreign adversaries, okay, foreign nations with interests inside the country? Are we going to be talking about other countries saying like, oh, I don't know, the Middle East that like to rabble-rouse every once in a while and their disproportionate influence on the country? Or we're going to talk about any of that stuff? No, I didn't think so. So letting TikTok operate, that's totally fine. I do appreciate that, for as much as I just don't like the platform. So yes, setting that straight, okay, freedom of expression, freedom of association, enshrining that, I like to see that. And then also tightening up immigration standards. Also hearing stuff about mass deportations taking place, as early as tomorrow at time of recording. So by Tuesday afternoon, there could be the old ICE vehicles, and we're not talking about ice cream, okay? Just rolling through neighborhoods, picking people up, and then just chucking them into what is now the Gulf of America. I mean, bro, this is going to be a very newsworthy first week. But until that stuff happens, all in due time, I suppose. But yeah, to just, go over this again, because I think it is substantive and very significant. 1,500 pardons for January 6th defendants going to release great hostages. President Trump issued pardons on Monday night to hundreds of participants in January 6th Capitol riot, staying true to his promise to grant clemency to people involved in halting the counting of the Electoral College votes that day. Well, halting them for like a couple hours, 6 hours. Trump issued approximately 1,500 pardons. I hope they come out tonight. In the newly sworn-in 47th president signed a document commuting 14 prison sentences and issuing a full, complete, and an unconditional pardon to all other individuals convicted of offenses related to the events that occurred at or near the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. I will say this: they've been in jail for a long time already. I see murders in this country get 2 years, 1 year, maybe no time at all. So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. Trump said in the Oval Office as he was asked if any beneficiaries had assaulted police. Take a look at those casualty records, and for as many times as we heard the name Brian Sicknick, remember, he died of a stroke because he got hit in the head with the fire extinguisher. Oh wait, he was never assaulted and succumbed to an illness once he got back to the precinct. Oh wow, that was a total lie. The only person who died that day was Ashley Babbitt after she got shot by stupid Lieutenant Michael Byrd, somebody who also got rode up because he left his sidearm on top of a urinal. This guy's an idiot. I will say this. Okay, what they've done to these people is outrageous. Even though that they were aggressive, and in many cases, I believe they happened to be outside agitators. Oh yeah, I mean James Earl Sullivan, right, a CNN contributor with he was on Anderson Cooper, if you recall. Antifa ties, yeah, exactly. But I think they were outside agitators. They were outside agitators, and obviously the FBI was involved. I mean, if there's going to be a disclosure of a bunch of documents, okay, where we're going to get some 9/11 stuff, that'd be interesting. If those JFK documents are going to get uncovered, how many redactions are going to happen, and then also, a firm inquiry into 2020, and then also, January 6 riots, that would be very interesting, but all in due time. All in due time. It's just important that, 1,500 plus pardons were issued on the first day. You love to see it, okay? Then you also love to see Carrie Underwood, which over the weekend when it was announced, she was going to be performing at the inauguration, and several other people. It's like Snoop Dogg and Nelly and the pastor doing his best MLK impression because it is MLK Day as well. He was just his impression. He was giving her socks, and some of the stares and some of the looks in the background were absolutely priceless. But Carrie Underwood just belting out "America the Beautiful," acapella. Oh man, that was something else. Okay. Not the biggest fan of Carrie Underwood. Mostly country music in today's day and age is absolute ear cancer, but she did a hell of a good job. I don't know if it's copyrighted. I highly doubt it, but she did a hell of a good job, especially with the technical snafu where you're backing tracks, and that's incredibly difficult to do. She pulled it off amazingly. Better than Melania pulled off that big goofy hat. But getting into the policies now that we're getting late in this video, it's a big one because there's a lot of shit that happened today. Trump says his government will be eliminating any and all forms of DEI and only recognizing two genders. Well, let's just play this real quick.
This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life.
That's big right there. That is absolutely huge, because one of the biggest proponents of those DEI policies, and you can just see Biden and Kamala right there too, the biggest proponents of that shit, just sitting on their hands going, why are you rolling back everything that we're doing? Why we tried so hard to engineer this brave new world over the past 4 years. What are you doing right here? And you're just announcing it in your inaugural address that you're going to be rolling this stuff back. Come on, man.
We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Standing ovation for that one. That's that kind of lets you know that none of that shit outside of just the fringes, nobody really took that shit seriously. Okay, it's definitely a return to normalcy, and well, we got a lot of stuff. Okay, and then just also seeing that shot of Trump, just signing stacks and stacks of executive orders. It just shows you how busy he was today. But yeah, the Liberty Ball going down right now at the time of recording, or maybe it just wrapped up. But Trump doing the Trump dance. He's a giant, uses a sword to cut a giant cake. That's pretty based, actually. What are you doing out here, Trump? Like, I'll get that pop up out of the way. That's great. Melania with just a banger dress right there. That's kind of crazy, actually. But that right there, okay, that's the thumbnail. Okay, that's the type of energy we want moving forward this year. This is absolutely amazing. I don't even know if I need to go over the rest of the executive orders. We might do that at the end of the week when everything's all said and done. Who knows on that one, because you can't top Trump with a sword cutting a big Air Force One cake. You just can't. It's over. It's game over. I don't care what the rest of these freaks. Oh, that's the TikTok stuff, but the rest of the freaks that are out there saying, oh my God, he's not the actual president because he didn't have his hand on the Bible. What the hell is actually going on out there? I don't care what you have to see, man. We got 47 ready to go battle, ready to make not just America great again, but to make this goddamn world great again, and it's about fucking time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Coswell. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.